Now that we learned about histograms the hard way, we're going to look at how to make a rough histogram on a TI-83. Now, just a little bit of a forewarning, histograms always are going to look a little bit different no matter depending on where you choose to make your bin, so there is no perfect histogram, which is why even though the TI-83 is also a little bit imperfect in how it might choose to bin things, it can be nearly as effective as anything else and can save you quite a bit of time. We remember this giant list of numbers before, and I skipped a lot of the steps by working ahead on the video, which is why the video was only so many minutes long. But to actually do a problem like this by hand takes forever. So let's figure out how we can do this on our calculator to save some time. Take out your 83 or 84 based calculator, and what we're going to do is we're going to click the Stat button up in the middle here. And where it has Stat Edit, we're going to click Enter right away because we want to go to that Edit. And you'll see you have L1, L2, L3, and so forth. If any of those are missing, let me know and we can get that fixed right away. If you happen to have a bunch of numbers in there already, let's go ahead and just imagine that there were some numbers in. What you would do is you would go up to the top to where L1 was highlighted. You would push the clear button, not the delete button. There is a significant difference. You don't want to hit the delete button. So hit the clear button and then hit enter. A little bit strange, but that's how you clear your list. So now you just start typing in all these numbers. And yes, it will take you a while to type in this entire list, but I would recommend doing it because it's a lot quicker than doing the entire process of creating a histogram by hand. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and type these now, but these are the numbers you need to type into your calculator. When you're all done punching in your numbers, a very important step, cannot stress this enough, is to make sure that you enter them correctly. So to go through one more time, clicking down one at a time to make sure you got all the numbers right. Because if any one of these numbers are off, it can throw off the whole thing. And this goes for any time that we're using the stat list, which we'll use quite frequently in this class. So 73, 86, 133, 147, 117, and so forth. Make sure you go through and check all of your numbers. Once all your numbers are in, now we need to actually create the graph. So the first thing we're going to do is go to our y equals, not to actually plot it, but to check to make sure that there's nothing here. Now I don't happen to have anything typed in. If you did, you could clear it, or if you wanted to leave something typed in here, let's say y equals 8x, you can go over to the equal sign and click enter. And then even though this stays in your y equals, it will not graph it. And you just don't want anything graphing because that can sometimes confuse the calculator. So either clear everything in your y equals or uncheck the equal sign. Now we're going to go to second y equals to stat plot, and we're going to go to this first one here. Make sure that the other plots are all turned off. We're only going to want plot 1 turned on. So I'm going to show you how to turn on number 1, but if the other ones need to be turned off, you can go into those and do the same thing. So we're in plot 1. We're going to click enter over the flashing on to turn it on, if it isn't already. For type, you can see the one that looks like a histogram over here in the top right. We're going to go ahead and click enter over that, and now that one is selected for a histogram. This should be L1 and this should be 1. You usually shouldn't have to touch these. If for some reason that changes, let me know. Now we're going to click zoom. Sorry about that there. You don't want to push zoom if you are over the wrong box. So I would just go ahead and put your cursor back up to the top before you push zoom. Not sure why that's a buggy little thing in the calculator, but now we'll push zoom. And we're going to go down to the 9th option, which is zoom stat, Z-stat. You could just push the number 9, or you could go down to 9 and hit enter. And up's going to pop your histogram. So instead of going through the work that we did before to create this, we can simply get our calculator to do roughly the same thing with a couple clicks of a button. So much shorter way to do a much harder process, and this will still let you be able to see the same general shape.